question.
Also, pre-cons. That's a fucking brutal one. There's a lot of people just in the past year or so. Like we talked about stories in the past.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Soretsky on. Maybe he'll be my first interview back in a few weeks, because I do want to talk to him about the pre-con situation, these blanket financing pre-approvals that are keeping the market afloat in places like Toronto, where basically what's happening is people are getting approved for loans on the 3-year-old value of a condo. And then when the condo finally finishes and it's only actually worth, 75% of what you thought it was, instead of having to come up with the extra cash, what actually happens is you just use an old appraisal. So like there's a lot of finessing going on. Steve is the guy to talk to. Yeah, Boomer's talking about Aussie Jerk too. I do want to get Aussie on at some point. Real estate, look, in Bitcoin, we don't talk about real estate that much, except to say that it's not where you should be planting your money. It's not a savings vehicle the way that it used to be, or you may think it is now. But real estate is really like a signpost for the Canadian economy in a way that not many other things are, because of the way that we've monetized housing in this country. And because of the way we've not built it to keep up with immigration, and because of the way boomers are basically retiring on the value of their homes, it's really a way to put your finger on the pulse of the economy and how the population is feeling about their economic outlook. And this tells you these sort of stories tell you everything you need to know. Banks preparing for defaults, people missing their mortgage. Like, you have to miss a lot of things before you miss your mortgage payment. You'd rather be walking to work and eating ramen than living on the street. And so to miss a mortgage payment is significant. We know it's been a problem because in the past, the Liberal government has told lenders to work with borrowers in terms of extending AMs, in terms of lowering payments, in terms of appraisals, in terms of first-time home buyer, tomfoolery, we'll call it. We know that the government doesn't actually care whether or not people can afford their mortgages because they refuse to tie pre-approvals to CRA data. It's just not on the table, it seems like. So we know all this stuff. And so when Len gives you a story about banks preparing for disaster, banks are the ones who are giving the loans. For them to give the loan and then also prepare for the fallout tells you that they know, but have no choice but to play the game. Just another card in the wind, and the wind is picking up, and you can't, there's no good outcome here, right? It's either devaluing currency, devaluing homes, putting people out on the street, or some combination of the three